I had been with Arnold since I was 21. I had gone straight from my parents to him. I got separated and I found myself in my mid-50s thinking like, okay, what do I do now? Where am I going? Who am I?
When you think of enduring celebrity marriages, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver's union often comes to mind. Their relationship was admired by many. However, in 2011, their marriage ended in divorce following the revelation that Schwarzenegger had fathered a child with another woman. Yet, Maria had remained silent on the matter until now. In a recent interview, she opened up on what truly destroyed her marriage, contrary to what the public was told. But what prompted her to speak now? And what exactly did she reveal? Join us as we delve into Maria Shriver's revelations about the affairs that destroyed her marriage. What Maria Shriver revealed about her marriage. Arnold Schwarzenegger rose to be a governor, and his wife, First Lady. However, their seemingly perfect life was turned upside down when a shocking secret was revealed. It was discovered that Arnold had a secret romantic relationship with Mildred Baena, the family's housekeeper. This relationship had been hidden for a long time, but when the truth came out, it caused a lot of turmoil in his marriage to Maria. But that was only the beginning. There's more to this story than most people know. Stay tuned to know the deeper truth behind the scandal. Mildred had been working for the Schwarzenegger family for over 20 years. She was a trusted employee who helped with household chores, cooked meals, and assisted in raising the children. As time passed, Arnold and Mildred's relationship went from a professional one to a personal and intimate one, without anyone suspecting a thing. Even though Arnold was seen as a committed family man in public, he was actually having a secret affair with Mildred while still married to Maria. Their secret relationship went unnoticed for several years, and no one suspected anything unusual was happening at home. Mildred Baena welcomed her son Joseph Baena on October 2, 1997. Around the same time, Arnold Schwarzenegger was also welcoming his youngest son, Christopher Schwarzenegger. Arnold kept quiet about being Joseph's father for a long time, but as Joseph grew up, people around them started to notice physical similarities between them. Joseph had similar facial features and a muscular build, and even imitated some of Arnold's behaviors. The fact that Arnold was Joseph's paternity remained hidden from the public eye. Mildred continued to work for the household, and Maria remained unaware that her husband had a child with their housekeeper. Joseph was raised by his mother, while Arnold was secretly giving financial support to Mildred for Joseph's upkeep. The hidden truth was bound to come out eventually. By the beginning of 2011, Maria started to have suspicions. She noticed the increasing similarities between Arnold and Joseph, which led her to approach Mildred for answers. Mildred admitted to Maria that Arnold was indeed Joseph's biological father. Maria was shocked by the news and decided to have a conversation with Arnold. The revelation of Arnold's secret child with Mildred shocked the public and put a strain on his marriage to Maria. The news was a bombshell that destroyed the image of their happy family. The scandal led to a series of events that changed the lives of everyone involved. According to reports, it was immediately after his term as California governor ended in January 2011, Arnold Schwarzenegger finally confessed to cheating on Maria Shriver and having a child with Mildred Baena, their housekeeper. He publicly apologized for his actions in a statement to the Los Angeles Times in May 2011, saying he took full responsibility for the hurt he had caused and had already apologized to his wife, children, and family. He acknowledged that his affair and secret child were a betrayal of his family's trust. The news led to the couple's separation announcement on May 9, 2011. So, after 25 years together, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver released a statement announcing their decision to separate. The statement revealed that they had mutually agreed to go their separate ways, citing a period of significant personal and professional change. Maria handled the crisis with resilience, prioritizing shielding her children from media chaos despite her emotional distress. In contrast, Arnold faced harsh scrutiny, but publicly acknowledged his mistakes. But it didn't end there. Arnold Schwarzenegger's divorce from Maria Shriver followed a carefully documented legal process under California family law. The process formally began on July 1, 2011, when Maria Shriver filed for divorce in Los Angeles Superior Court. She mentioned irreconcilable differences as the legal basis for the separation. The divorce was filed on that basis, and according to the California Family Code, it does not require fault to be proven by either Schwarzenegger or Maria. Following the initial filing, both parties were required to meet the legal obligations that come with a divorce petition in California. As part of their divorce proceedings, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver exchanged financial documents. These documents listed their assets, income, debts, and expenses. Since they were married in California, a state that considers property acquired during marriage to be jointly owned, their assets would typically be divided equally. However, it was reported that Schwarzenegger and Shriver had a prenuptial agreement signed before their 1986 marriage. The terms of this agreement remained private and were not publicly disclosed in court documents or to the public. Additionally, the divorce petition included requests about custody arrangements. At the time, 2 of the couple's 4 children were still minors, and Maria Shriver asked for joint custody. This part of the case was expected to be straightforward, with no reports of a custody battle. Neither Arnold Schwarzenegger nor Maria Shriver publicly sought financial support from each other, likely due to their financial independence and prenuptial agreement. Despite being a high-profile case, the divorce proceedings took over 10 years to finalize. The divorce was finally completed on December 28, 2021, a full decade after the initial petition. By this time, the couple's children were adults, so custody was no longer an issue. Their divorce surprised a lot of people, especially because they had been together for so many years and achieved so much as a couple. But as more details came out, it became clear that even the most admired unions can face deep cracks. Let's take a short walk back to their journey. What you didn't know about Schwarzenegger and Maria. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver met in August 1977 at the Robert F. Kennedy Pro Celebrity Tennis Tournament. They were introduced by NBC News anchor Tom Brokaw, who thought the match might spark something special. At the time, Schwarzenegger was rising in the bodybuilding world and dabbling in acting, while Shriver was already well-rooted in journalism and came from the storied Kennedy family. Despite their different backgrounds, an Austrian bodybuilder and an American political heiress, they clicked instantly. That first conversation at the tennis tournament laid the groundwork for what would become a long-term relationship. Then, after 8 years of dating and building a bond that spanned continents and careers, Schwarzenegger proposed to Shriver in August 1985. The proposal wasn't extravagant, but it was meaningful. He gave her an emerald-cut diamond engagement ring, and she said yes. The Kennedy and Schwarzenegger families were excited about their engagement. However, some people wondered if their different backgrounds would work well in their marriage. Still, they pressed on, ready to make their relationship official after years of traveling together, attending events, and standing by each other during career transitions. Next, the couple got married on April 26, 1986, in a Catholic ceremony held at St. Francis Xavier Church in Hyannis, Massachusetts. It was a family-centered affair, deeply rooted in Shriver's Kennedy lineage. Carolyn Kennedy, her cousin, served as maid of honor. The reception followed at the Kennedy compound in Hyannis Port, surrounded by family and close friends. This marriage was seen as the merger of 2 iconic legacies, Hollywood and politics. It drew attention not just because of the individuals involved, but because of what they symbolized: fame, power, and promise. Soon enough, their family began to grow with the birth of their first child, Catherine Eunice Schwarzenegger, on December 13, 1989. Her middle name was chosen in honor of Maria's mother, Eunice Kennedy Shriver, who was well known for founding the Special Olympics. Catherine's birth marked a new chapter for the couple, shifting them into the role of parents while still managing high-profile careers. Shriver balanced her journalistic commitments with motherhood, and Schwarzenegger, at the peak of his action movie fame, started to embrace his new role as a family man. Afterward, they welcomed their second child, Christina Schwarzenegger, on July 23, 1991. Christina, growing up in a home that valued public service and media visibility, eventually leaned toward philanthropy. From an early age, she was involved in projects aligned with her grandmother's legacy and helped launch the Special Olympics Founders Council. Her arrival added more depth to the family dynamic, with Maria often prioritizing time with her daughters despite her demanding schedule, and Arnold continuing to balance film roles with home life. Then came Patrick Schwarzenegger, their third child, born on September 18, 1993. From a young age, Patrick showed interest in the entertainment industry. By his teenage years, he was modeling and soon ventured into acting, appearing in both television shows and films. He also explored business, launching his own ventures. As their children grew older, both Maria and Arnold remained hands-on, attending events, school activities, and supporting their kids' personal interests, despite their busy public lives. Eventually, on September 27, 1997, Christopher Schwarzenegger, the couple's youngest child, was born. Christopher maintained a more private life compared to his siblings. Still, being part of such a well-known family meant that his milestones were often under the public gaze. His arrival solidified the family unit as complete, and the couple appeared stronger than ever. The Schwarzenegger household by then had grown not only in number but in complexity, with each child bringing a different energy to the family. But there was more about the family than many ever knew. The family lived in a large 11,000-square-foot home in Brentwood, Los Angeles. The house provided enough space and privacy from the media. They also owned vacation homes in Sun Valley, Idaho, and the Kennedy family's estate in Hyannisport, Massachusetts. These properties became the backdrop for many family vacations and holiday gatherings, places where they could retreat from public responsibilities and focus solely on each other. The couple raised their children in the Catholic faith. They attended Sunday Mass and followed other Catholic customs, which brought stability to their busy and public lives. Also, when Schwarzenegger became governor of California in 2003, Maria Shriver took on a new role herself. She stepped away from her established journalism career to focus on supporting her husband's political journey. As First Lady of California, she championed various causes, particularly those related to women, families, and service. It wasn't just ceremonial. Maria was actively involved in policy discussions and community initiatives. Her support extended beyond speeches and photo ops. She helped shape the administration's outreach and public image. Likewise, the Schwarzenegger family often appeared together in public. They attended film premieres, campaign events, charity functions, and Kennedy family reunions. Both Schwarzenegger and Shriver had successful careers from the start. Keep watching to find out more about their careers. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver's career. Arnold Schwarzenegger, after fulfilling his mandatory service in the Austrian Army in 1965, emerged victorious in the Mr. Europe bodybuilding contest. It wasn't just a win, it was a declaration. That moment in the gym and on the stage marked the beginning of a lifelong pursuit of excellence through discipline and muscle. The Army allowed him to leave the base to compete, and though he was technically absent without official leave, his win brought enough pride to smooth over the rule-breaking. Then, filled with raw ambition and barely speaking English,
they had ice curling champions, we had ice skating around the whole lake, and it was wide open to go ice skating.
Schwarzenegger packed his bags and left for the United States in 1968. With little money but an iron will, he arrived in Los Angeles to pursue his dreams in bodybuilding and business. He trained at Gold's Gym in Venice Beach, quickly becoming a regular in the growing fitness scene. Living modestly, he invested every ounce of energy into his training and networking, determined to become the best. Arnold Schwarzenegger's name became well known in bodybuilding after he won his first Mr. Olympia title in 1970 at age 23. He was the youngest champion at the time. Schwarzenegger successfully defended his title from 1970 to 1974, dominating the sport with confidence and charisma that attracted media attention. After a brief retirement, Schwarzenegger made a surprise comeback in 1980 and won his seventh and final Mr. Olympia title, solidifying his legacy in the sport. While building his bodybuilding fame, Arnold Schwarzenegger was also quietly building wealth through real estate investments. In the 1970s, he used his bodybuilding earnings to buy apartment buildings in Los Angeles, which quickly increased in value. By the time he became a Hollywood star, Schwarzenegger was already a millionaire due to his smart business investments. Before becoming a famous actor, Schwarzenegger made his film debut in the 1970 movie Hercules in New York. His thick accent was dubbed over, and his name was changed to Arnold Strong for the film. Although the movie wasn't successful, it gave Schwarzenegger his first experience in Hollywood and the film industry. After that, everything changed in 1982 when he starred in Conan the Barbarian. The sword-swinging role showcased both his physique and screen presence, introducing him to a broader audience. It was the right role at the right time, and its box office success confirmed that Arnold had finally broken into Hollywood as a leading man. Then came the real turning point in 1984, when he was cast in James Cameron's The Terminator. With just 17 lines of dialogue, Schwarzenegger turned the phrase, "I'll be back," into cinematic history. His portrayal of the emotionless cyborg was a global hit, elevating him into international stardom and securing his status as an action film icon. Afterward, he kept the momentum going through the 1980s and 1990s with a string of blockbuster hits. From Predator to Total Recall and True Lies, he dominated the box office with his unique mix of physicality, one-liners, and surprisingly comedic timing. Whether battling aliens or secret terrorists, audiences couldn't get enough of him. But that was not all. Arnold Schwarzenegger's impact went beyond acting. He was appointed chairman of the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports by President George H.W. Bush from 1990 to 1993. During this time, he traveled across the U.S., visiting schools and promoting exercise and healthy living among young people. Schwarzenegger also founded the Arnold Sports Festival in 1989. It started as a bodybuilding contest and grew into a large, multi-sport event held annually in Ohio, attracting athletes from various disciplines. In 2003, Schwarzenegger ran for governor of California and won, becoming the 38th governor. Despite lacking political experience, his charisma and outsider status appealed to voters. As governor, he focused on environmental reform, infrastructure development, and budget management. He passed laws to combat climate change and supported renewable energy initiatives, working across party lines. Likewise, Maria Shriver was building a distinguished career of her own before crossing paths with Arnold. She began her journey in journalism in 1978 as a writer and producer at KYW-TV in Philadelphia, and by 1985, she had earned a national profile as co-anchor of the CBS Morning News. Her sharp insights and professional poise earned her recognition across the broadcasting industry. Then, in 1986, she made a significant career move by joining NBC News. She reported for Sunday Today and contributed to NBC Nightly News, carving out a respected place as a serious journalist. Her coverage was in-depth, and her ability to connect with viewers stood out in a competitive media landscape. Soon after, in 1992, she became a correspondent for Dateline NBC, where she remained until 2004. During those years, she traveled widely, reporting on hard-hitting domestic and international stories. Her work earned her several accolades and solidified her status as one of television's most trusted voices. In 1998, she received the prestigious Peabody Award, one of the highest honors in journalism, in recognition of her excellence and impact in the field. It was a testament to the depth and integrity of her reporting, as well as her commitment to telling stories that mattered. Then, her role changed dramatically in 2003 when she became the First Lady of California. She embraced the position not as a ceremonial title, but as a platform for change. focusing on issues like women's leadership, education, and volunteerism. Her presence brought compassion and advocacy to the governor's office. Meanwhile, she expanded and revitalized the Women's Conference into a powerful annual event. Under her guidance, it became one of the most prominent gatherings focused on female empowerment, career advancement, and global leadership. Leaders, celebrities, and activists came together to inspire and strategize. Additionally, her concern for public health led her to become a vocal advocate for Alzheimer's awareness. She founded the Women's Alzheimer's Movement, raising millions for research and bringing attention to how the disease disproportionately affects women as both patients and caregivers. She also produced the Alzheimer's Project in 2009, an Emmy-winning documentary series that delved into the realities of the disease. The series reached millions, transforming public understanding of Alzheimer's and emphasizing the need for urgent action. Eventually, in 2013, she returned to NBC News as a special anchor, using her platform to highlight women's stories and social issues. Her reporting was personal, poignant, and focused on change. She consistently brought attention to causes that were underrepresented in mainstream coverage. Also, she authored several best-selling books, including I've Been Thinking, which offered thoughtful meditations on life, purpose, and renewal. The book resonated with readers facing life transitions and seeking deeper meaning in their daily lives. After that, she launched the Shriver Report in 2009, a series of publications examining the changing roles of women in American society. The report combined data, essays, and policy recommendations, contributing to national conversations on gender equality and economic empowerment. She also turned to documentary storytelling again in 2018 as co-executive producer of Take Your Pills, which explored the rising use of prescription stimulants in American society. The film prompted debate about mental health, academic pressure, and pharmaceutical ethics. It didn't end there. Next, she released Color Your Mind in 2016, a creative resource for individuals with Alzheimer's and their caregivers. It blended art, information, and encouragement, aiming to support those affected by the disease through engaging activities and emotional support. Maria's belief in empowering women financially led her to collaborate with Kiva, a nonprofit that facilitates microloans. She helped raise awareness and funds for female entrepreneurs in underserved U.S. communities, promoting financial independence and small business growth. Her deep appreciation for history and the arts led her to serve as chair of the California Museum for History, Women, and the Arts. There, she spearheaded efforts to celebrate the achievements of Californians, especially women, ensuring that their contributions were not forgotten. Altogether, the lives of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver remain deeply interwoven with public service, advocacy, and ambition. From bodybuilding championships and blockbuster films to journalistic excellence and political impact, their stories reflect the power of reinvention and the pursuit of meaningful change. What do you think about Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver's life together, and how their separation happened? Share your opinions with us in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen and you will enjoy it.